Yesterday I made a video showing how I tightened up the Parnell and the iKnot. Today I'm using a different string. It's called Champion's Choice Duo. And I've got the main string strung with the natural gut, and I'm going to string the crosses with the polyester string. One thing now that a lot of people do is they worry about how far the clamp is away from the knot, because all of the string from going through that grommet down to the other grommet and back up to that clamp is untensioned string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull with my starting clamp on this natural gut string to get a lot of that untensioned string out of there. I'll just hold a little tension on it. Now, I didn't pull it very hard, but I'm going to tie my knot. And as I pull this little first half hitch down, I'm going to keep the tension on it so this string out here is not looped around. And then I'm just going to pull it down to a small loop. I'll go back under that string again and come back up through that loop. And then again, I'm going to use my starting clamp to cinch up this knot. I pull on my natural gut string, good enough to get it tightened up. Then I'll pull this through, then I'll loosen the base on my clamp. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Also, when I tension these outside mains, just like yesterday on the other string, I'll increase the tension on the 7th and 8th mains by 4 pounds. Yesterday when I showed you how I tied the iKnot, I don't think I quite explained it very well. What I'm going to do now is I'm coming across my anchor string here, and I'm going to tie a half hitch like I do for all the other knots. Then I've got a loop up there, and I'm going to tie another loop around this anchor string this way. Now I'm getting the string that first came out of the grommet. This string here goes around down here, under, and back up this way, and it comes into my hand. So this is the second loop, this is the first loop. I'm going to go through both of those loops. Then I'm grabbing this string to where it goes around this way to the second loop, and I'm going to pull that overhand knot down fairly snug. Then I'll just pull this second string through, and that'll tighten up that second loop I made. Okay? This is with polyester string, and a lot of people have issues when they try to tie a starting knot on a polyester string. Now I'll show you what happens to the knot here when I try to cinch up this polyester string. Alright, and I'll just clamp it off. And again, I could cut off or pull on this tail if I wanted to. I can see a little daylight down through this string right here, because I never did pull any tension on this string. I could tighten up, but I still think it's good enough. So I'm just going to leave it alone and snip it off. Here's something else that I usually think about when I'm stringing my crosses. This particular racket here has 19 cross strings, and my first cross started up here on the left hand side of the racket. So my bottom cross is going to tie off down here on the right hand side of the racket, and it's going to tie off on the 6th main. So when I string my crosses up here, I'm usually going to start at the 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and then tie off up here. So when I string this cross across here, I want to go under this 6th main here. This is the 3rd string, an odd string. This is the 19th, and I want to make sure that this cross string goes underneath that string that I'm tying off with. Let me show you why I do that. Whoops, I better tension that first. On this bottom cross, I also do not add the knot tension in there. On the top cross, I use a starting knot most of the time, so it doesn't matter. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie off, not down here in this real tight space, but up here in this 1 inch I have between the 18th and the 19th crosses. I'm going to tie my first half hitch. Then I'm going to tie my second knot, which is the last half of the Parnell knot. Now when I tighten these knots up, if you listen for the snap, you'll hear that string snap right across that bottom cross. Also, because I'm tying off, especially because I'm tying off on a natural gut string, I don't want to take this string and rock it down and rock it up and rock it down and rock it up. That's a real good way to break your string.